Hi, it's Paul Slakis from the National Arts Club. Request the pleasure of your company for the presentation of the Medal of Honor to Dr. Neil DeGrasse Tyson, Monday, June 27th at the National Arts Club. What a great evening it's going to be. Neil is on Good News Broadcast previously. He oversees the wonderful museum here in New York, the Museum of Natural History. It's going to be a great evening. Enjoy. I'm here with Daniel Rose. Hi, Daniel. How are you?
Okay.
We're here at the National Arts. We just announced a very wonderful, great awards going to Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson, who's already on Good News for the good things. And I believe they call that planetarium has something with the name Rose, and you're connected.
Yes, but I'm connected primarily in my admiration for Neil deGrasse Tyson. I think he is on the short list of really impressive people in New York City. What he has done at the planetarium, what his role in creating a sense of wonder and excitement and joy in young people thinking of the sciences, thinking of astronomy, creating wonder, creating enthusiasm. That's one of the great problems America has today. Our young people, certainly in the public school systems, are taught by, for the most part, by teachers who haven't majored in those subjects. They haven't majored in chemistry, in biology, in physics. So they don't have the sense of joy, the sense of excitement, the sense of discovery in the sciences. And what Neil is doing at the planetarium, at the Museum of Natural History, is creating a sense of these psychological preconditions for great scientific invention. The young children who come to that museum are galvanized. They are stimulated. Their imagination, their horizons are broadened. The whole spectrum of life's activities increases for them. And I think that puts him on the short list of truly important people in New York. And I'm here and I'm delighted to drink to his good health and to be here to celebrate his receipt of this award. I hope I haven't overdone it.
Well, you've given me goose pimples. Now, I happen to live next to the museum on West 80th Street. We're a big supporter. We've done many, many shows and stories there. And I love the museum dearly. And in fact, we had a buddy of ours that went around the planet for 1,152 days. And our good friend Carter, who works at the museum, these are all people that our audience knows already, because we promote your museum for maybe 10 years or longer. Well, we've been doing this 13 years, so 13 years since we started, because we love the museum. And it is a blessing. It is, I agree with you. I think it is, isn't it one of the busiest museums in the world?
There's no question. There's no question. It is busy, it is active, but I want to emphasize the role it plays. I think of museums as instruments. Someone, I think it was Le Corbusier who once described buildings as a house as a machine for living. They're tools, they're instrumental. And the museums serve as both a repository of the past, whether art or history or scientific achievement, but they also serve as the seed corn for the future. In effect, they are taking young people. I mean, old codgers like me go to museums to dwell on the past and get delight in past achievement. Young people go to museums to have the world open to them.
Our future scientists.
The future. It's children. Our children are the future of our society. And it breaks my heart to think to what extent we underinvest in them, to what extent we ignore them. They are the seed corn. They are the future of the society. And what Neil Tyson is doing in that museum is planting seeds, is lighting fires, is igniting a spark that will come to fruition, and heaven only knows what time and in what way. Because once you open a child's mind, once you develop that enthusiasm, that excitement, that sense of wonder and imagination, you don't know where or how or when it's going to blossom. You don't know whether that child will be another Bill Gates or a Paul Allen. You don't know whether it'll be another Einstein or Jonas Salk. You don't know how that's going to flower, whether in the arts or the sciences, whether in literature or in mechanics, whether in the business world or...
I think where we go on it, one of the nice things about these things is it demystifies the subject matter. So, we have that dinosaur. I just saw him walking into the museum. It's a very large one, maybe the largest in the world they found. When my little grandson gets up near that dinosaur, he's going to have a whole different perspective on it, on his life, as the museum does with an asteroid or a meteor and the universe and all our outer space and inner space.
Well, one of the invariable impacts on children going to the museum and walking up that great spiral the history of mankind, and they see to what a tiny extent our civilization is but a fly speck, it's but a twinkling of an eye, and it gives them a sense of the enormous scope of the cosmos, of the enormous reach of history, how mankind's future, we hope, is ahead of it, not behind it.
Just two more questions, because it's a big evening for you, and I'm aware of that. As the beauty, I will say, of you personally, because we're good news. So I'm going to ring your praise.
Good news. News is news. You can find good news. What I'm all excited about, I've just come from a meeting about a project with which I'm deeply involved in Central Harlem. It's called the Harlem Educational Activities Fund. 100% of our Central Harlem children graduate from high school. 98% of our Central Harlem children go on to 4-year colleges. 93 or 4% of our Central Harlem children graduate from 4-year colleges, and something like roughly 1/3 of our Central Harlem children go on to graduate school, getting degrees in law, medicine, the sciences. I'm very proud of that. It's the Harlem Educational Activities Fund. These are children who go to regular public schools, public high schools in New York. This is supplementary education. It's dismissively called after school. It's we supplement what the children get in their normal high school day. But when you have 1/3 of these Central Harlem children going on to law school, medical school, or getting degrees, that shows it can be done.
We love it. We love it.
So
Why a philanthropist? Why a man who has given so much in the regard to helping others in this way? If someone goes to the Wikipedia and they look up your name, they are going to see a heck of a lot of outreach that a man like you does. Why?
Well, why? The basic word philanthropy is a Greek word. The word charity is a New Testament word that comes in the New Testament from caritas, or love. In the New Testament, you give because you love your fellow man. The Old Testament equivalent is called tzedakah. The etymological origin of tzedakah is justice or righteousness. In the Old Testament view of tzedakah, you don't have to love your fellow man. You don't even have to like them. You do the right thing because it's just and righteous.
What's good news for you?
I think good people do good things because it's the right thing to do. Let me leave you with one last thought. Just today, I was discussing with my grandchildren Bobby Kennedy, John F. Kennedy's baby brother. At one time, many years ago, this was probably in 1962 or 3, when I was president of a Y up on the Grand Concourse in the Bronx. And Bobby Kennedy came to, I don't know, dedicate a swimming pool or an old age, golden age facility or something. And Bobby Kennedy, in his dedication talk, made a comment that I have never forgotten half a century later. He said, "Life is not fair, but decent, honorable people try to make it fairer." I think for all of those of us who've been blessed with stable families, with good educations, with the opportunity to provide comfortably for our families and have a bit left over, we have an obligation to help make life fairer for those who haven't had. The old expression, from those to whom much has been given, much is expected. I'm a great believer in this wonderful American concept of private philanthropy, which is without parallel in the rest of the world. And it's called the third sector, the charitable, philanthropic, eleemosynary sector. And I am happy to be deeply identified with it in many different ways, in many activities. Right now, the one I'm most excited about is this Harlem Educational Activities Fund, he said modestly, whose track record is unparalleled. Now, the rest of the philanthropic world is slow to recognize this. The Harlem Educational Activities Fund, and our office, our school premises, is in the old Hotel Teresa up on 125th Street in the heart of central Harlem. And our children, we take anybody who can, all we require at the 7th grade is for them to read at grade level. And if they come to us at the 7th grade, 10 years later they graduate from college. And I just feel very proud of that.
Good news is good news gets. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm here with Neil deGrasse Tyson, Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Hi, how are you?
Doing well, thanks.
Now, you know how to do this because you were on PBS and because you're in front of the camera so often. And Neil, we've spoken with, if you go to Neil's name on Good News, we have other stories when you had that PBS special and overall with the planetarium. Congratulations, you're getting awarded here at the National Arts Club.
Well, thank you. It's quite an honor, and the honor, I think, is measured by the status of those who've won the award before me. And so you look at that list, I mean, I'm humbled in their presence, so I'm honored to be here tonight. Literally and emotionally honored.
Well, we just received praise from Mr. Rose. And Mr. Rose, actually to the point of goose pimples on me, personally. You have taken his accolades because you have helped young people, old people, have new vision or take the vision that they already have and make more of it.
Well, I think of what I do as not so much giving people vision, but revealing a pre-existing vision. It's always been there. It's a cosmic perspective that my profession grants me. And anyone in my profession has the capacity to share this perspective because it's what we do every day. I'm fortunate enough to have outlets where there's sort of greater influence than average among my colleagues, but nonetheless, it's really opening people's eyes to the great beyond, the universe, so that at the end of the day, you have a deeper understanding of our place in time, in space, on Earth, and in the universe.
To bring in people as well, celebrity status. I think one of the last ones I heard was Harrison Ford. Did he host one of the outreaches in?
Oh,
the museum?
so we have for our space show at the Hayden Planetarium, we typically invite a celebrity voice to narrate. Not just any celebrity voice, typically one that may have had some overlap with science or science fiction. And so Harrison Ford, he was in the Star Wars, the original trilogy. We've had Whoopi Goldberg is in the current one.
I'm there often. I live on the corner.
You live there. Well, you're always welcome to the universe. And so I don't know how many people know, but Whoopi Goldberg was influenced by Lieutenant Uhura in the original Star Trek. Oh. And when Star Trek Next Generation came around, she was old enough, had already established an acting career. She went up to Gene Roddenberry and said, "Script me in." And he thought she was joking because he just won the Academy Award having just performed in Ghost. So to deign to act in a TV series left him befuddled at the request. He would ultimately learn it was real and then granted that request. So this is her overlap with the realm of science.
The future for you. I know you have some books, and what's the future for you?
Oh, some I can't yet talk about, but I have a book coming out in February. My original title for the book was nixed by the publisher as being too depressing. It was called Failure to Launch: The Dreams and Delusions of Space Enthusiasts. But they said that was too depressing. Okay. So it's called Space Chronicles, and it's every thought I've ever had about the past, present, and future of space exploration, including tweets, by the way.
We should continue, right, with space exploration?
Oh, by all means. That's like saying, oh, I just bought this house and I looked around the backyard and the front yard and we're done. It's like, excuse me? Since when is that the measure of having explored all that's worth knowing?
I think you had just made a comment about a place called Pluto the last time we interviewed you. What was that comment?
Get over it. Pluto had it coming. It was never deserving of planet status, and justice has finally been served in the solar system.
Okay.
And by the way, I got nothing against Pluto. I think it's happier the way it is now. It's one of the giants among the dwarfs, as opposed to being the pipsqueak of the planets.
Wasn't there something like Popeye with that Pluto person?
That'd be Mickey Mouse. No, Bluto. Popeye had Bluto.
Bluto?
Yeah,
okay,
get your cartoon straight.
It's tough to...
Popeye's nemesis was Bluto, and Mickey's dog was Pluto.
Oh, is that right?
Named the same... Pluto was sketched the same year that the cosmic object was discovered. So they have the same tenure in the hearts and minds of Americans.
That's why Neil got that doctorate. He's got information that's very important to have. So tonight, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And is anything additional you want to let our audience know at this moment?
We got the camera on. I can give you some vest. But other than that, no. Just today, we got a buzz cut from an asteroid the size of an RV, and it came within about 8,000 miles of the Earth. We'll be discovering more of these as time goes on because our capacity to detect them has increased, but it'll look like they're happening more often. But we just know more about them than ever before. That happened just today.
Let me ask you a question, just because...
So the universe is an active place.
I know that. Let me ask you one quick question. I'll let you go back to everybody.
It's never how quick the question is. It's how quick the answers are. Yes.
Okay, yeah, and this might take... If it takes too long, we won't go there. And it's not necessarily possibly good news, because there's something called the meteorite. Is that a problem?
Meteorite?
Something hitting us?
Oh, yeah, an asteroid hitting us.
Asteroid.
Yeah. Oh, of course. There's some with our name on it out there. We don't have... The catalog of asteroids whose orbits cross that of Earth is incomplete. And that's a bad situation to be in because it means one can sneak up on us without warning, without enough time to do something about it. So we're trying to promote the search for near-Earth asteroids. Then you get the complete catalog. You isolate the ones that put us in harm's way, and then plan a deflection scenario or some other kind of way to mitigate the disaster.
And good news for you is what? In any aspect of your life?
Oh, good news for me? Oh, I just learned my daughter got straight A's in her first year of high school, so that was fun. And so I thought that was good news. And my son just graduated middle school. I'm sorry, just graduated elementary school, going into middle school. So it's fun watching them go. So a good day is watching them grow. intellectually and emotionally. That's fun for me to watch. And to stimulate, to promote the already present curiosity that exists within all children, so that as adults it'll manifest itself by what we call scientific literacy, something woefully absent in society today.
Okay, Neil. Thank you very much always.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.